Thank you.
138 delegates representing a stream of 357 delegates, because we still don't have anybody from Eastland, so there's 0.
Nice, thank you so much. If you have any alternates, now is the time to see them and let us know. Once again, I want to thank each and every one of you for your hard work and for your dedication and showing up for these caucus meetings. These are important. This is an important process. Anything that is worth working for in building always has to start with a foundation. And we are the foundation of the Republican Party. So give yourself a hand this morning. Thank you. At this time, I'm going to have John, our secretary, read the minutes from the caucus yesterday, please.
All right, so I'm going to abbreviate them slightly because there's a lot of words on here to give you the guts. And if somebody wants more details, y'all can make a point of order or something. So we called the Senate District 22 caucus to order at 11:49 a.m. on June 11th. Tanya Logston, as the temporary chair, did that, appointed myself, Leslie Thomas, and Brian Summers to respective offices. And then we held an election for the permanent caucus chairman. Tanya was the only one who did the nomination, so we did a voice vote, and she reappointed the same people as the officers of the caucus. Then we held elections for all of the permanent committee spots. So for credentials, we elected Marietta Harrell. For rules, David Eagle. For platform, Kathy Ponce. For state nominations, Diane Hensley. And for legislative priorities, Debbie Duke. And we did all of that, and we're adjourned by 1:50 p.m. at recess.
Very good. Are there any corrections that need to be made to these minutes this morning? Hearing none, then I'm going to approve them as read. All in favor? All opposed? Thank you. Now, our next order of business for today, and today's order of business, is going to be to elect an SREC committee man and an SREC committee woman. We will also make nominations for the office of the state chairman, as well as, I believe, the vice chairman. And then we will canvass the election results and the final approval of the canvass for the state nominating committee. The floor is now open for nominations for the position of the state committee man. Do we have any nominations?
Yeah, you do.
Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Chair. This is John Carr from Waco. It is my honor to nominate for committee man Greg Harrell. I was honored to serve as committee man for this SD for 7 years. When I withdrew from the SREC, I asked Greg to take my place, and I have visited with several SREC members today and yesterday. To every one of them, he said Greg is doing a great job. So it's my honor to nominate Greg Harrell.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, we will close the nominations at this time. I do need to read to you Before we proceed to the election, the RPT rule number 42 requires that all SREC candidates shall disclose to their respective caucuses prior to their election whether or not they received compensation from any elected official, registered lobbyist, or political action committee. Please disclose whether or not you received any compensation as stated. Also, I can give you up to 5 minutes if you would like to speak, Mr. Harold. I want you to.
Good morning, SD22. Thanks for being here. The good news is that you will never, ever, thank God, get another text message or mailer or whatever it is supporting me. I'm going to disclaim that I have no idea where those came from, and I want to apologize to each and every one of you for all of that mess. It was not my intent. One of the things that I wanted to say about this job that I currently hold, you will never see me participating in a Republican event without me wearing this pin, and I just want to say one thing about the pin itself. Back about a year ago when Kerrville was devastated by the flooding along the Guadalupe River, my wife and I, Marietta, we are members of a community emergency response team based in Abilene, Camp Barkley at Abilene. That CERT team was deployed, and we were able to locate a diesel-fired heater that they needed for cleaning up houses, cleaning people's furniture, things like that. So we loaded it up in the truck, and I could not leave, but Marietta went. And she drove that big old piece of equipment in our truck down there to Kerrville and proceeded to go to work. Literally working through that heat and through those days, long days, no air conditioning, scraping mud off of people's dishes, scraping mud out of people's homes. I mean, it was a huge effort. And after a number of days, the team withdrew to the, I call it the open cross garden in Kerrville, but a lot of people call it Christ Coming King Garden. They withdrew there to go up and pray and to have a little bit of a respite. While they were there, they met the sculptor of so many statues there in that garden, one of which is called Christ, the Servant King. The sculptor recognized all of those folks for what they were doing, and they gave each of them one of these pins. So when Marietta got back, I saw the pin and I said, I am taking that pin. Bless her heart. Anyway, so I wear this pin every time I conduct any kind of Republican function. And what it helps remind me to is a picture of Christ, our Savior, washing Peter's feet, as depicted in John 13. I love to serve. This pin helps remind me that the jobs that I have as part of the Republican Party are simply to serve each and every one of you, to serve the great state of Texas, and I appreciate all of you for your confidence and your support in me. Thank you. And I'm being told that I must verbally make my disclosure. I have not received any kind of compensation. Again, I don't know where all of that text message comes from, but we're thanking God. Thank you.
I'm trying to scope out the opinion from more than just me, so I'm not just...
Trust your gut.
Since we only have one candidate for SREC chairman, I would like to entertain a motion to elect Greg Harold by acclamation. Thank you. Did I get it right? Whoever that was that taught me yesterday? Okay. Everyone in favor, please signify with aye. Aye. Those opposed? The ayes have it. Congratulations. Now we're going to proceed with the election of the nomination of the SREC chairwoman. Do I have any nominations for SREC chairwoman? Committee woman, I'm sorry. Right.
Madam Chairman, it is my honor, my privilege, and my pleasure to nominate Leslie Thomas for the position of committee woman to represent the great patriot Republicans of all of SD22. Leslie has been fearless, she's been tireless, she's been steadfast, she's knowledgeable, and I so appreciate serving with her.
Thank you.
Yes.
Do we have any other nominations?
Cool. Good morning, my name is Michael White. I'm Precinct 1026 Chair, Ellis County Delegate. Speaking in support of Kathy Olson of Ellis County for Senate District 22 SREC Committee Woman. I have to start out by saying that I've had a close...
Nominations right now.
Just nominations. Okay.
Yes, just nominations right now.
Okay, can I do speech later?
You bet, that'll be on you and her. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, we're going to close the nominations. At this time, because we do have two candidates that will be running for SREC, we will need to pass out ballots. At this time, I'm asking the delegate leaders to come forward and pick up their ballots, please. We will. Hang tight. Sergeant at Arms, will you please close the doors? While we're getting these votes passed out, I want to remind you of the names of the two candidates and remind you of some general housekeeping for voting. We do not require that you write their full name. You can write their full name if you elect to. The names are Kathy Olson and Leslie Thomas. We will take either Kathy or Leslie or their full name or their last names. But I'm also going to remind you to please only fold your ballot in half. Don't crinkle it up and make it too tiny for us. Even though the doors have been closed, you're still able to go in and out at this moment because we have not started the vote. I just want to close the doors so that we can contain all of this inside for us. John, what ballot number do you want to use? Number 14 will be your ballot number when the time comes. I hope you got a 14. These were brand new ballots they made me look up here. And they're blue.
ballot book has the number 14, unfortunately.
Okay, then I'm gonna make this fun. We're gonna use ballot number 8. Ballot number 8. Everybody should have a ballot number 8. Yeah, you won't vote until after we hear the speeches, but we're gonna use ballot number 8. And I don't care if you pull your books apart, I don't care how you get to ballot number 8. At this time, we're going to have both of these candidates come up. How do y'all want to draw? Or you want to do a coin toss? Where's Kathy? Where's Kathy?
I see you, BZ.
Okay, now I need you to be my timekeeper, please. You're going to get 5 minutes.
National area. I've been going for 20 years.
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
Lisa Dickinson from McLennan County. I moved, well, I'd like to, I guess it's a point of order. I believe that Leslie Thomas's time should be reduced because the person nominating her gave a speech and that the other candidate's nominator was not allowed to make any such speech. So I think it was out of order for him to make a speech when he was nominating, and then the second candidate was not. So I think that her time should be reduced. I'm guessing about a minute.
Yes, ma'am, thank you, and we will reduce her time by 15 seconds. Thank you. Y'all were really nice yesterday. What happened? Did y'all get up too early and not get your coffee? Okay, I want to get started with this. Just so everybody knows, we're not drawing, we're not doing a coin flip. Leslie wanted to allow Kathy to speak first, so Kathy will be our first speaker. Also, Leslie and Kathy, I'm going to read this RPT rule to you one more time. Before we proceed to the election, RPT rule number 42 requires that all SREC candidates shall disclose to their respective caucuses prior to their election whether or not they receive compensation from any elected official. Please make sure that is the first thing you state when you come to the microphone. Timekeeper, you will not start the time until after the disclosure has been made. That does not count against your time. Are we ready? I'll share my
Good morning, my name is Mike White, appreciate
Apologize, I'll just run over. My disclosure, I've not received any compensation from candidate or any person sitting in office at this time. Anybody else? Any back? Anybody? This is self-funded.
This is my third quick start here. Good morning, my name is Mike White, precinct 1026, Chair, Ellis County delegate. Speaking in support of Kathy Alston of Ellis County for Senate District 22 SRC Committee Woman. I have to start out by saying I've had a close 20-year political relationship with Leslie Thomas. We started together, we've nurtured each other over the years. I love her and Keith and the kids like family. And this is the hardest nomination I've ever had to make. That being said, Kathy and I have worked closely for 8 years in Ellis County. She's been my vice chair. She has lived in the current SD22 geographic location for 30 years. She's extremely active in Ellis County as well with multi-county volunteerism, national work, including 2 national conventions, ventures to Washington, and let's see here. She's highly accomplished, earning certificates in law and medicine. She has wonderful children and grandchildren and a good husband. She's kind to all she meets and knows. She's a guaranteed hard worker because I've seen it. She will meet all your expectations, and so vote for her with confidence. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Louis Parker. I'm Ellis County Commissioner Precinct 3. I've known Kathy Alston since 2011-12. Back when we were both entrepreneurs running home care agencies, Kathy's very measured. She's a very strong person. She's got the ability that we need. She's helped us with the data center issues, data center bills, trying to get things pushed through. She's a strong person as far as the conservatism goes, and I stand behind her 100%. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Pat Olson. I'm Captain. You might guess I'm a little biased. Wonder how many people in here are sailors? Any sailors? Sailboat? Not Navy, but sailors? A couple of years ago, Kathy and I started looking at buying a sailboat. And what we learned was there are 3 levels of sailboats out there. There are day sailors, which are the ones you see people going around and back and forth, and they basically come back every night into port or a marina. Then there are coastal cruisers, and coastal cruisers are the ones that you might take out for a weekend, you might anchor offshore somewhere, but it isn't something that you might cross an ocean with. And then the third category are blue water sailboats. And what I want to tell you is Kathy is a blue water candidate. She can handle the rough seas, the storms, the deep waters, the squalls that might come up. The only issue I might say is that sometimes she's the tempest on board rather than the one from outside. So that's what I want to say. Think blue water, solid, capable, able to cross long, troubled oceans. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Dawn Knowles from McLennan County, Precinct Chair 54, and have been involved with the party since the year 2000, been attending these conventions. And so very involved in my community throughout the last 26 years, and we don't always have the opportunity to get to know our SRC people, because they're busy, they're very busy people, we all know that. But, so I wasn't looking, I don't think anything of it. I don't already know who our SRC is because we're in Cook County and we have all these things going on within us. And in our county alone, we have 5 very active organizations. So it's very hard for an SRC to even know that or get around and find people. But I'm involved with all 5 of them. She came in like a storm. I met her at one, and the one word that she said was the word unity, and oh my God, that we need unity in our party so bad. So that hooked me right there. Then I started seeing her at the other organization, another organization, to the point that everybody was saying, where's Kathy? So Kathy has become the norm in McLennan County. And if she's doing that here, then I know she's doing it there. And if she's not doing it there, it's more than likely y'all haven't called on her. So it's hard for SRC to know where to go, to realize how to reach people. But everybody in the community is important. And SRC people need to be seen, and that you need to know who they are. So anyway, I just highly recommend her because I'm not. Excuse me. Oh, sorry.
Okay, Leslie? Four minutes. Leslie, you will have 4 minutes and 45 seconds. And please make your disclaimer before we start.
Hey y'all, I'm Leslie Thomas. I'm running for re-election. I have not taken any money except from this man. He is my supporter. This is my husband, Keith Thomas, my daughter, Mariah Thomas. I'm a grassroots candidate. I'm a Christian conservative. I've been in this for 20 years. I'm an attorney. I have networked. I know our people all over the state. When it comes to legislative parties, I'm connected. We have thousands of grassroots ready to go. God's put me in, I've risen to the position where I'm directing these people. And if we want to have success in the legislative session, I'm the person. We have 47 legislative parties passed last time. I'm running on my record.
We've been married for 34 years in August, and everything she said is correct. I can also, as far as Proverbs 31 goes, the virtuous woman, most of you know I've known it because of her, and the rest of it applies. So I'm going to stop there to give other people time.
I'm going to try to make this quick so other people can talk. I just wanted to get up here to support my mom. She's drugged me through my entire lifetime to all of this, and I've just gotten to watch her get stuff done. But the biggest thing about her is she's incredibly gracious and extremely approachable. So if you have anything, just take it to her. She'll hear you out, and then she just has so much grace. I don't know how she does it.
I'm Charlie Johnston of Falls County. If you spent time on the New England seacoast, you probably noticed that crab buckets don't have lids. They don't need them. If a crab rises up, the rest of them grab it and pull it back down into the bucket. Leslie Thomas rose up for us. She said if officials want to call themselves Republicans, they can't vote with Democrats to undermine Republican priorities. Our politics must have meaning. Partisan politics is fine. One of my great heroes, Abraham Lincoln, was a partisan Whig. In the 1850s, the Whigs decided to try to be all things. They were not for slavery, but they weren't against it either. When the Whigs ceased to stand for anything, Abraham Lincoln ceased to be a Whig. He became our first Republican president because he believed politics must have meaning beyond a raw scrabble for partisan advantage. Leslie Thomas stood for us. Now establishment crowds are trying to pull her back into their bucket of go-along politics. I stand with Leslie Thomas, and I hope you do too.
I'm a precinct chair in Hood County, and I've known Leslie for a little over 2 years now in the capacity of the work that I did or have been doing in Hood County. And I have to tell you, there is no question that I've asked her that she didn't know the answer to, and her legal background has helped so much. I've watched her tirelessly work in Hood County, and I know that she's been in other counties and made a trip to Hood and gone back to wherever it was that she had to go to next. But I want to take that last night. I was working really hard on the legislative priorities committee and really focusing on those data centers. And so Leslie knew almost everybody from all the other Senate districts. And so she was telling me, you need to talk to this person, and she would introduce me to them, and I was amazed that it's not just our Senate district that she knows everybody, and they know her. And so she was very helpful in helping me talk to the right people to give them the language that they needed to stop data centers last night. So thank you so much, Leslie.
At Ellis County, legislative priorities, election integrity, banning red flag laws, banning transgender mutilation, proven conservative record of someone who has stood by us, held our hand, been behind us to push us forward, leading the way at everything that has to do with conservative legislation for this state has been Leslie Thomas. She has guided us. Vote Leslie.
You guys are awesome. Thank you for your patience. At this time, Sergeant of Arms, lock the doors. Cast your ballots. Get them to your lead for your delegation. When you get off, yes sir. 8. Number 8. The two choices are Kathy Olson, Leslie Thomas. Delegate leads, when you county delegate leads, when you get your ballots, please bring them up here. If you don't have a ballot 8, come tell me. We'll give you a ballot 8. If you need a pencil, we have plenty up here. Candidates, you can also have your poll watchers come up after they have voted as well. If there is anyone that would like to watch the count of the votes, one per county, please. Well, the candidates, they know, I already told them. Because if all of y'all come up here, we won't be able to see nothing. One per county, please. But you are welcome to watch.
Okay, so this is the vote for State Republican Executive Committee woman. Each Senate district in Texas sends a man and a woman to represent them on the Republican Party of Texas, SREC. They're basically the board of directors for the party in between conventions. And their job is to do the work that the convention decides here with regard to rules and platform and legislative priorities. Leslie is the current SREC, and she and I were both blocked in Hill County from being delegates because we support Rule 44, and Angela Orr, our state representative from Hill County, was censured by the SREC, and Leslie, as a current SREC member, voted for that censure. For these races, you do not have to be a delegate to file, announce, or run for the candidates or for the positions. However, you do have to have a duly elected delegate nominate you for these positions, and Leslie has an entire, several years of work history within the party that got her the nomination, and as you probably saw on the video earlier when Greg Harrell was nominating her, a lot of support.
Have all of the county leaders turned in their votes? No more votes on the floor? The doors are open.
You think, are they all going to be nominated?
Yeah. So I'm just starting now because everybody's going to say, who's on the ballot? I should have printed some out last night.
You have somebody nominated you?
Yeah. Unless you want to take it. Yeah. That'd be a pretty ballsy move.
What's that?
Nominating me.
Oh, are you going to?
No, I think Eric is going to.
Oh, good.
But yeah.
bill. Technically, then the vote starts when she announces
The vote, because, I'm going through all the nominations, but Robert started the voting process.
Nominations is not considered.
No, he is obviously not, well, the voting
I want to know when the
process.
doors.
Doors should be locked. She's announcing it right. She's doing it exactly right. That's the correct thing.
Well, what I'm saying is she waited until after we were going into this book. This script.
Well, yeah, she read the script, and I understand that. However, the whole preliminary point, speeches and all that stuff, you don't have to have that Okay, let me go dig out now, Robert. Well, we'll just pin next time. But I'm pretty darn sure that she's doing it the right way. So the script may say something different. I guess what I would do is counsel the party people who are doing these things to get the script right first.
Well, there's no doubt there's been a lot of issues with the script.
How many of y'all in here are familiar with Abbott's Impact app? Are you familiar with Abbott's Impact app? I'm familiar a little bit with it. I wasn't actually introduced to it. It's really a cool tool for your precinct chairs and also for your chairs because it will help you identify in your precinct and in your county who has voted, who has not voted. I actually used it during the primary runoff so I could check on all of my friends. They tell me they're my friends and they're real good Republicans and vote. But guess what I got to do Monday night before Tuesday? I got to send them all a nice little text message. Hey, I see you didn't vote. I'll see you at the polls tomorrow at 7 a.m. They were shocked that I knew they didn't vote. But then they showed up at the polls on Tuesday to vote. It's a really cool app. If you're interested in it, there will be also a class on it. I do have some flyers up here. Please come and take whatever you want. And look, it's zero cost, including sending out the text messages. Zero cost. And it's super cool. It's a super cool app.
Hey y'all, I've got some little party business. This is very important. Y'all part of the Grassroots Club. For $15 a month, you can support the party. The Grassroots can own the party. We can call our own shots. We do not have to rely on big party donors. And that allows freedom to the party. I'll pass around this Grassroots Club card. It has a QR code on the back. It's $15 a month. It comes with privileges. You'll get a magazine. You'll get a podcast a couple of times a month. I know that if Dorinda is elected, she plans on beating this up. So please consider to do this. This was started back when Chairman Ministeri came came into office with heavy debt. We were $600,000 in debt. And he made a plea to the grassroots at the convention. If you join this club, then I don't have to rely on these big party donors, and I can drive the party according to the grassroots. So this is our club. Please join it. If everyone who comes to the convention joins this club, we can pay for this convention without any help.
Just saying.
He's gone to a third page.
If you're glad it's not third edition. It doesn't, well, a whole lot to say about this ballot process. It doesn't specifically talk about it.
Supplemental rules last night. I don't remember seeing it.
See, I don't have a laptop here, but Dana knows exactly where that is.
What?
Supplemental rules, you know that.
It's on the convention website. Yeah.
Because I got it from her. I downloaded all that stuff.
you the same question I asked Bill. When do the doors get locked? At what point?
I think the doors should be locked before the ballot.
I need each county's delegate leader to send one representative back up here where we're counting the votes. One from each county.
Amy made a great point. I personally believe what you should do is go through all the speeches and everything before you actually pass out the ballot. Then you go through that, and then you say, okay, we're going to go to the ballot. Delegation chairman, please pass out the ballots.
Yeah, this ballot
Sergeant
thing,
at Arms, please close the door.
not a good idea.
That's the proper way to do it.
I understand it's easier, but it's not.
Well, and the other thing about it is that, you know, in Robert's here, what it also says, the variations and all this can be done by custom of the assembly.
Right.
If you have a custom, then you follow that. We actually have it. But that's my point. I think, I mean, you made a good point. They shouldn't be passing out the ballots over there. But they decided to do it this way, and I remember Virgil talking about it. No, I have seen it. I know, I haven't seen it.
I'm not going to ask the NRDC. She enjoy.
Yes, I can speak up. Can you hear me in the back? No? Okay, we'll go louder. All right, is that better? Okay, so we had a total of 160 ballots. We even convened a ballot committee because one of my fellow McClellan County citizens had an issue with their pen. You couldn't fully see the name, and a super majority of the counties agreed with that vote counted a certain way. And so that brings our total, the raw vote total was 122 to 37 in favor of Leslie. The weighted vote total is 269 to 88, making Leslie Thomas our returning SRC lady.
Thank you, class, for your dedication and your hard work. The next order of business, is the caucus recommendation for the state vice chairman. The chair reminds the delegates that our recommendations are nominations only, which according to Rule 41 are sent to the state nomination committee.
Yep.
I'm sorry, say it again. Did I not say state vice chairman?
Yes, state chair is the first on that.
Okay, I have their paper up, so sorry. But we'll be more than glad to do state chair.
They can't change the agenda from what the body approved. The body approved number 5 as state chairman, number 6 as vice chairman.
Absolutely, I understand, sir. I got your point, and I promise you I will flip this script. I just have a piece of paper that I read. You can thank the party for this. At this time, I'm going to open the floor for nominations for the state chairman. Do we have any nominations?
The worst nightmare that's going to happen. You're going to get elected.
You know, dang.
Hello. Hi, I'm June McCarvey, delegate in Ellis County, District 22, and I'm nervous, so I have to look at my credentials. I nominate for chairman of Republican Party in Texas, Sandra Witten.
Are there any other nominations?
Good morning, Eric Blake from Ellis County. I nominate Amy Keel.
Are there any other nominations?
Debbie Duke from McLennan County. I nominate Dorinda Randall.
Are there any other nominations?
Nate Criswell, SD22. I nominate Abraham George.
Are there any other nominations?
Yes, Eric Blake from Ellis County. I nominate the following: Bill Eastland, Gary Keel, and Dr. Brooks McKenzie.
You can only do one at a time, though.
There is nothing in the rules that prohibits nominating more than one person.
Let me get my parliamentarian hold tight. Well, okay, per the parliamentarian, he agrees that it is out of order. We'll have to do them one at a time.
One at a time. Eric Blake from Ellis County. I nominate Bill Eastland.
Are there any other nominations?
Eric Blake from Ellis County. I nominate Gary Keel.
Is that G?
That's G-A-R-Y.
Thank you.
From our very own SD22, Bill Eastland and Gary Keel both.
Are there any other nominations?
Eric Blake from Ellis County. I nominate the Dr. Brooks McKenzie.
Are there any other nominations?
There are no other nominations possible.
I understand that. I always have to ask. Hearing none, we will close the nominations at this time. This is going to be a big one. Are y'all ready? Is there anyone of these candidates that would like to speak? If so, please, or your proxies, please step forward.
So on the last ballot, we had 4 or 5 people tear out and turn in the number 9 ballot with their number 8. The number 9s were blank. So we're not going to use number 9 this time because a few of our people accidentally turned in blank ballots with the wrong ballot. So be careful, we can't count your ballot if it's not cast on the correct ballot. And if enough people do that, then we have a problem for future votes, and we're going to have a number of votes today. So thank y'all.
The first one was Sandra Wood. Then it was Eddie Wolfville. Then it was Dorinda. Gerald Eastland. Gary Hill. Dr. Brooks. Where
Chairman,
is the time?
point of information.
Go up there and get a number. Get a number.
I'm listening, sir.
With regards to the ballots themselves, as a teller up there, I noticed that we had some of these ballots that we had to spoil because we had introduced accidentally ballots that weren't part of the current ballot that we were voting on. Is it necessary for us to go to the middle of the ballot book? Can we just start at one end or the other to make it easier?
We tried to start at one end a minute ago, and several are missing that ballot.
Okay. Can everybody pull off that ballot and we just start with the next subsequent number?
What's the number in your book, and we'll try to match you.
Don't bring my wife into this.
I got her phone number. I'm talking to her later.
Number 14.
Number 14. Does everybody have a ballot 14? Okay, does everybody have a 13? Anybody missing ballot number 13?
Point of order, we begin with ballot number 13.
Ballot number 13 will be the choice. Thank you very much.
Another item is, technically, we don't start voting until everybody's spoken. We're not going to stop you from filling out your ballot, but we've got the doors open because if one of these candidates comes in, they can speak on their own behalf if they haven't spoken yet to use up their time. So you shouldn't be voting until everybody's spoken, but, you know, we're not going to stop them, so we're not going to change the balance.
Okay, at this time, they have all drawn numbers. There were 7 candidates and only 5 were here to be represented. So we will go in the order in which the number falls best. I do have 2 and 5 here, so when I call candidate 1, you're going to hear me skip, after they're done, to candidate 3. Please do not stand up and say you didn't do candidate 2. Candidate 2 didn't draw. Okay? I promise you I can count to 7. Maybe not past that, but I can do 7. Okay? I'm going to remind the candidates that are speaking today, or the proxies for the candidates. You will have 5 minutes. Whether you take that entire time or not is entirely up to you. My timekeeper is right here in the blue shirt, and he will give you a 30-second notice. And at 10, he will turn it around so that you can also see. Thank you very much, and we'll start with number 1 candidate.
I usually like being last, but we'll take number 1, ballot 13. My lucky number. I'm in precinct 13 in Hill County, and we've got House District 13 in Hill County, so lucky day. We have 5 minutes. We were supposed to have 5 minutes yesterday on the stage. Some of you might have noticed that my speech was interrupted, the video was cut, and the music was ramped up about 2 minutes and 20 seconds into the video. And some people were saying, well, was it just you though? So we pulled the timestamp, and in the interest of education and transparency, we're going to read these off. Dorinda Randall spoke for 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Amy Teal, 3 minutes and 36 seconds. Gary Teal, 4 minutes and 58 seconds. Brooks McKenzie only took 56 seconds of his allotted 5 minutes. Sandra Whitten, 3 minutes and 22 seconds. And Abraham George, 5 minutes and 21 seconds. If we filed for both races, we had to split up our 5 minutes. Brooks was expecting to come back around and clean up the rest of his time on vice chair. He was waiting backstage and then was told that we're out of time. Vice Chair David Covey, 6 minutes and 57 seconds. Amanda Hopper, 2 minutes and 51 seconds. Sandra Whitten, 5 minutes and 46 seconds. So Sandra got 5:46 plus 3 minutes and 22 seconds. We can count to 7. Can we count to 5? This is kind of a big deal. The rules either matter or they don't. And this might seem petty. This might seem petty. But every rule that we pass is either worth discussing and debating or it's not. Next convention, if I'm up there speaking, should I stay up there and speak the entire time, even as they jack up the music more? Please talk to your SREC members, your Rules Committee members, and be prepared for this next time around. How much time we got left? All right. So let's go back to Rule 44. So the vote with Leslie was a very interesting parallel. We talked a little bit about this. She was not allowed to be a delegate. She appealed to a broader electorate, and she prevailed. She prevailed because her history and her work got her through what was essentially a censure from her local party. Anybody can do that in a general election. Does it always work? Nope. There are no guarantees in politics, but there are principles. So let's go back and talk about what the Supreme Court has said about principles. Representative democracy in any populist unit of governance is unimaginable without the ability of citizens to band together in promoting among the electorate candidates who espouse their political views. The formation of national political parties was almost concurrent with the formation of the republic itself.
Consistent with this tradition, the court has recognized that the First Amendment protects the freedom to join together in furtherance of common political beliefs, which necessarily presupposes the freedom to identify the people who constitute the association and to limit the association to those people only. That is to say, a corollary of the right to associate is the right to not associate. In no area is the political association's right to exclude more important than in the process of selecting its nominee. That process often determines the party's positions on the most significant public policy issues of the day, and even when those positions are predetermined, it is the nominee who becomes the party's ambassador to the general electorate in winning it over to the party's views. Unsurprisingly, our cases, plural, vigorously affirm the special place the First Amendment reserves for, and the special protection it accords, the process by which a political party selects a standard bearer who best represents the party's ideologies and preferences. The moment of choosing the party's nominee, we have said, is the crucial juncture at which the appeal to common principles may be translated into concerted action and hence to political power in the community. Rule 44 is not something that anybody needs to be afraid of, unless you don't like the principles of the party you're trying to earn the nomination for. Thank you very much. I appreciate your vote.
The candidate or proxy that drew number 3.
Welcome everybody, I'm Rick Dean, Erath County. I was just asked to speak on behalf of Dorinda Randall. What an amazing woman Dorinda is, and the time and effort that she has gone across Texas to meet everybody. I guess it was about a month ago in Erath County, I kind of got the feel that Dorinda was the person that we needed to be heard from. I asked her to come meet at one of our monthly meetings. She agreed, and this was a spur of the moment invite. She came and put on an amazing show for us. She told us her plan. She is, I think everybody in here has met Dorinda. I went to her meet and greet last night, and there was like 450 people. They were just lined up down the hall in the hotel room to wish her congratulations and wish her luck. That was a great experience just to see. Dorinda, I had sent Dorinda texts and emails. She just met me a month ago. She always replies. She always sends a message back, and she answers the call. I'll tell you, I was very frustrated when we started the registration process for this convention. We had so many problems and so many issues. I even took the opportunity to email Abraham George and tell him my frustrations. And to give him credit, he did send a message back, but it was with excuses. And I just, I'm sorry, I thought I was the only one. Oh, okay, so let's get behind Dorinda Randall. Thank you.
Okay, I'm John Carr. As you know, I was SRAC for 7 years for you guys. In serving on the SRAC, I was on the Legislative Priority Committee and chaired 2 subcommittees for the past 2 sessions. I know for a fact, and you may have seen the letters that was signed by several of the LP committee members explaining what went on. In other words, what happened from my specific subcommittee, that was the in-federal overreach. We reviewed every bill that was submitted into that category, and we had a list of those that we supported and those that we were objecting to. We spent many hours doing that, and when we submitted it to the party, Abraham George torpedoed us. So I am very much in favor of Dorinda Randall because she stood up. Courage is not the absence of fear. As a combat veteran of Vietnam and Iraq, I know what I'm talking about. Courage is doing what is right in the face of fear. Dorinda Randall.
My name is Chris Davis. I'm the Secretary of the Hood County Republican Party, but I have known Dorinda Randall for over 30 years. We've done campaigns together and done politicking from when she was in Collin County and I was in Dallas County. I served on the SREC from SD16 for 8 years. I just want to recommend Dorinda to you as a grassroots person. Because she's been the vice chair, she's been able to look under the hood of the party. And I think that that is what has propelled her to step up and run. She is grassroots, and once again, as grassroots, we are fighting to maintain control of the Republican Party of Texas. So please join us and vote for Dorinda Randall for chair.
45 seconds, all right. So I've known Dorinda Randall in her role as county chair. Dorinda Randall has a plan for Republicans in Texas. I commend her to you unequivocally. Vote for Dorinda Randall. She is the true grassroots choice. Thank you.
Dorinda helped us with Abraham Wood during the LP. Vote for Dorinda.
Thank you. Candidate number 4.
Good morning. I'm Bill Eastland. I think many of you know me. And of course, I'm a member of this delegation. I am running for state party chair. I have to be honest with you, I don't have an expectation of actually winning that post. I'm also running for vice chair. That will come later. That is about the only thing that I might have any chance whatsoever, and I think that may be nil too. However, I am running because I've got some important things to say about our party and the state of affairs that we are in right now, and what we need to do to get back to being a strong, robust, and more effective party. I have been asked by Joanne Fleming, I think many of you know who she is, Grassroots America We People, to send in an essay, which I did, and she asked some specific questions. She asked what are the strengths and the weaknesses of the party. I pointed out that the greatest strength of the party today, the thing we do extremely well, is our legislative priorities process. And we had started that roughly a decade ago. And it has developed into a very effective lobbying effort that has seen a number of our legislative priorities passed. If you might recall, the very first one we got was constitutional carry. Of course, I think it's kind of ish. I think it needs a little improvement, but it's awful good. So much better than what we had. That was an extremely important victory. Since then, we've had, especially in this last session, some real strong victories on a number of different issues. The most important thing is that as we've gone along with this process, even the governor, the lieutenant governor, and sometimes the speaker, not all the time, have adopted some, not all, but some of the legislative priorities that we were asking for in that particular cycle. That's extremely important because when those guys were saying, yeah, we agree, you know what, it passes. So this is an excellent example of how when we set some goals, we show up, we're polite, we make good arguments, then we advance our agenda. That's our job. Advance our agenda. That's success. I just say we have got to make sure that that remains a strong, robust function. Just about everything else that the state party is doing right now is a failure. Fundraising is a failure for sure. Organizations are failure. There's not support for county chairs. We have no ability to have a victory effort. Now we have a state party chair starting in 2010, right up to 2025, for the fellow named Steve Ginsteri. And many of you may remember him. I actually served on the SREC with him when he was state party chair. I served one term on the SREC. That was representing Central District 9. And Steve came in when the party was technically bankrupt. We were $600,000 in debt. We had no real organization. We had very bad party leadership for nearly a decade and a half at that point. He completely turned it around. He got us out of debt within a month. He then rebuilt our donor base. It's extremely important to recognize that we have a lot of people that give to the party. They may not completely agree with us, but if we work with them and make certain that they understand that we are advancing the conservative agenda, they don't have to agree with everything, but we still need them to support us so that we can get much of the things done. I often like to talk about the Ronald Reagan 80-20 rule, and everybody here knows about that. I think it's really important to recognize we're not all going to agree on everything, but we can agree on most things, and we should all still work together. So we need to definitely rebuild the old donor base that we used to have and get as many, that far ahead. Okay. Anyway, I'm almost out of time. But I appreciate it if you would vote for me for state party chair. Thank you so much.
Speaker 6.
Speaker 6, who am I speaking for? Hi, I'm Aaron Blake from SD22 Ellis County. I am speaking on behalf of Gary Teal, one of the 4 candidates from SD22 for state chair. We have no other SD in the state putting up 4 candidates for state chair. Is that not awesome, SD22? Hey, Gary, if you want to come here, I don't take your whole 5 minutes. But Gary said something yesterday. We could change the rules and have the candidates file not 10 days before, but at the time of primaries, and pay a $1,000 filing fee, so that you'd have none of this shenanigans of people taking the bully pulpit. But since I've got the bully pulpit, I'll use it. Delegates' rights matter. 7 people ran. I think you deserve to vote on all 7. Only the top 2 will advance. The rules changed this year because last convention was a disaster with the multiple runoffs. So we only have 1 runoff, so it doesn't matter that I nominated extra names. If you don't want them, they'll drop off and you won't vote for the top 2. So that didn't change anything. I didn't waste your time other than you get to listen to me. Sorry. But delegates' rights matter. That's why yesterday I had us vote. Did we want the SRC election today or yesterday? We picked today. I would personally love to see it at county convention. One less thing we have to do at state. One thing where more grassroots can have more input into their SREC representation and focus the state on the state chair. But that's a rules change. To do that, the delegates have to participate and get the rules changed. The rules matter, except when, as Amy pointed out, that they don't matter and you don't get the 5 minutes you were promised. Or you get more than the 5 minutes you were promised. If we're going to be the party of rules, we need to be the party of rules. Come on. But yeah, Gary ran against his wife. And, wow. I'm not that brave to do that against my wife. But I'm glad that you're here at convention. I'm glad that you get to vote for who you want. If you think Gary's the best, then vote for him. If you don't think Gary's the best, I don't think he will be offended by me saying that. Oh wait, he's looking at me. If you think Brooks McKenzie's the best since nobody spoke for him, give him a shot. But if it's one of the 2 that's giving you the most mailers, I can guarantee Gary didn't send you any mailers. But if you want to vote for somebody that you think is better for the party because of the mailers they sent you, then vote for somebody who sent you the mailers. But at least you got to choose from everybody who bothered to file, because they bothered to file, they care about the party maps, so you get to hear from them. Thank you.
Are Are you done with your time? Thank you. Candidate number 7, be our last candidate.
Okay, I'm gonna do this fast. So my name is Mercedes Stovall. I'm here representing McLennan County, which we have an awesome turnout. One thing I want to say is I've heard, this is my first time coming to the convention, and I have heard a lot of rumors. Yesterday, whenever I entered this room, I was interviewed by a news channel. And God spoke to me and said, tell them what the truth is. And the truth is that the Republican Party is not split up. The rumors are not true. Do you know why? And what I told the news anchor is that we stand by God. That is our base. And one thing I will say is go by facts. Before I came to this convention, I always Google and I pray. I know everybody else knows Google. And I looked at our leadership and I looked at facts. And the facts were that Abraham George turned over so many counties red. And this November, we need that. We need him to turn over more red. We need God to stop evil that's coming in November. And for our children, for us, for the future, everything. And I will say that I am a business owner, and I am a minority business owner. And I don't do things perfect all the time. Sometimes I don't respond to an email on time. Sometimes I don't respond to a text on time. I ask you to show grace. Because the only perfect one that is here and above all of us is God. And we make mistakes. But I know what's fact is that he will turn more counties red. He will keep God as our base. And Republicans, please vote red and vote for what your heart tells you and what God tells you. Not what I tell you, not what anybody else tells you, but what God tells you and what facts are and what you stand by. And that's the truth. So, God bless.
Good morning, SD22, Nate Criswell, representing Hood County, here speaking on behalf of Abraham George. The cool thing about Republicans is that we can agree to disagree without getting all twisted off at each other. And I just want to remind everybody of a few things Abraham George has accomplished. Texas elected President Trump with a 14-point majority in 2024. Abraham George fundraised the $100,000 for paid door knockers in South Texas. We flipped 12 counties from Democrat to Republican. We flipped Senate District 27, 34, and 80. We passed 43 RPT priority pieces of legislation with an additional 30 other conservative pieces of legislation during this last legislative session. He filed the federal lawsuit against the state of Texas and the Texas Secretary of State to have closed primaries. He raised more than $15 million in the past 2 years, and he is endorsed by Ken Paxton and all the best of the best down in Austin. Thank you.
Sorry. My name is Melissa Thomas. I am precinct committee person for District 12 out of Comanche County. I'm a bit nervous standing up here with you guys, but I wanted to get up here and ask you to please consider voting for Abraham George. He's a wonderful man. I've met him 3 or 4 times when he came to speak to multiple different groups I was a part of. I also would like to say that I have noticed at least one candidate providing negative ads against him. I feel like that as the Republican Party, we need to pull together, put out there the good stuff that you plan to do. Don't be putting out negatives and trying and knock somebody else out of the race. Abraham is always very gracious. Like I said, I've met him on several different occasions at various different functions.
Okay.
I feel like that he's very open and very responsive. One little thing here, when I was trying to get in to the things, my first to get into the convention, know I've heard several people talk about it, but, thanks to his kindness, I was able to call him directly, have his number, call him and say, hey, can you help me out? And he helped me out. And that's the reason I'm standing up here today. He was so helpful with getting me into the convention. Please vote for Abraham George. He's a fantastic person. I think he will continue to be used forward. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
I'm here to ask you to please vote for Sandra Witten for chairman of the Republican Party. I'm so sorry. I'm here to ask for you to vote for Sandra Witten for the Republican Party of Texas. Sandra has a lot of experience in grassroots, family-centered leadership. She's been very active, starting with church ministry as a youth director and preschool director. She has a lot of border patrol service by serving on the board, and has worked a lot with youth baseball and soccer into her community, and then has expanded it more throughout District 28. And my emphasis, what I'm trying to get to you guys, is that she's very grassroots. She listens, she understands what it's like to not have power, to be one of us, and to make things happen. And she's a hard worker and will be listening to what we need. So I'm asking for your vote for Sandra Witten.
At this time, Sergeant of Arms, please lock the doors. Just like ballot number 13, in case y'all forgot. And I want to remind you, you are not required to write the full name, but these are your choices. Sandra Witten, Amy Till, Dorinda Randall, Abraham George, Bill Eastland, Gary Till, and Dr. Brooke, and I apologize I did not get his last name, Mackenzie. Thank you. Please, county caucus leaders, get your ballots. When you've got them all collected, bring them up here. And you can also send a watcher from each county, and if the candidate has requested you to watch.
I have requested Eric to watch.
Is there anyone in here that sings? Mercedes, you left your coffee at my podium. Tell her, yes, I called for y'all a minute ago. Every county should have a delegate, a teller, that is up here being a poll watcher. One from each county, and if you have been asked by the candidates, please make sure you're also doing the poll watching.
Okay, so it is 9:49. The next big thing coming up is the State Nominations Committee meeting, Level 3, Room 352B. So that, it says 9:30, but that has to wait until all of the SDs have finished these caucus nominations. What we're doing now is not electing the next state chair and vice chair. We are simply nominating people, and there's 31 SDs, so 31 groups right now are meeting and throwing their preferences into a really big pot, and the State Nominations Committee will take all those preferences and see which candidates have the most support throughout the entire convention. And then that state nominations report will go to the full body on the floor in the second general session that is supposed to be at 10 a.m. but will not convene until after the State Nominations Committee. I don't think, anyway. Well, they might actually keep working. I don't know. I haven't seen the agenda for each one. So we'll see how it goes. Jube, no. This is they're doing the teller process right now up at the front of the room, counting ballots. Eric Blake is my watcher for Ellis County.
Does any county still have ballots on the floor? Any county have ballots on the floor? Seeing none, hearing none, I'm going to open the doors. But ladies and gentlemen, we have a few people that would like to speak. Give me just 1 second. At this time, I would like you all to welcome Congressional Congressman Pete Sessions from CD 17, please.
we have been redistricted. He will be our Congress
Good morning.
critter in
Lots
January.
of questions we ask ourselves as Republicans, but I will ask it this morning. Has anyone gotten tired of winning? I have not either, and I'm delighted to be here today. I'm going to do something that looks funny, but I had cataract surgery last week. Cataract. Now, there may be some of you young people, I hope you make it to where you get that far, but I'm supposed to put on my glasses. And Tom Cruise called me 2 days ago and said, you better be careful because every young woman is going to want to come and hug you and kiss you. So I'm going to test that out. Tell Tom it worked. Good morning and thank you for being in Houston, Texas for yet another Texas State Republican Party convention. I've been at every single convention since 1990 and I have seen our party grow, come and go and grow and fight and win and do the things that are necessary. But when I became a member of Congress some 28 years ago, is that Ed Harrison over there? See, my eyes aren't all that bad, Ed. Ed ran also, Ed and Tricia ran, and Tricia, good to see you. We did not have the governorship in the state of Texas. We had not won. We had not decided where we were going. When I became, a few years after that, chairman of the National Republican Congressional Committee in Washington, we were 40 seats back in Congress. 4-0. After Barack Obama had won. And our party, yeah, that's a big move. And our party was at a landing point where we could have perhaps gone any number of ways, but we decided to get together and to win. That there were still, way back then in 2010, a lot of people who were willing to come and do the things that would be necessary to win. And it is hard work. But a lot of it's attitudinal. And a lot of it is deciding we want to win and we're going to work together. And that was what we sold to the American people in 2010. And we won net 63 seats. Net. And we had 89 new Republicans. That's a bunch out of 435. And we came and we took on President Obama. And we, for 6 years, held those majorities. For 6 years, because he went and went and sold back fights. See, I can still see. I just get attacked. Ladies and gentlemen, we are doing things today that I am enormously proud of. And that is, we beat Joe Biden when the Democrats do everything they had at us, including not going to work. Over $2 trillion worth of misdirected payments that turned into $6 trillion worth of deficit and debt that we carry today. A social agenda that is still disrupting this country and this state, and very much directly in this congressional district and Senate District 22. So we have much that we have to work for. I am in a district now that is going to change. It goes from an east-west district of 14 counties, from McLennan County, southbound to Round Rock, east to Huntsville, further east to Nacogdoches and Lufkin, back west to Crockett, and then back in through Limestone and Falls County. We're now taking into a 14-county district that is north-south. And we go up and down I-35 from Johnson County, right next to Hood County, Somerville. Southbound through McLennan County, over to Freestone and Limestone and Falls. And we're losing Leon County, but we're going southbound. And it is a 60% change for me and other members of Congress that are faced with this also. We're picking up a large part of Williamson County. I just came back from that senatorial district. That's where James Talarico's from. I have my job cut out for me, and we do for us. And my job is to make sure it's no fun for him. He stays at home and has to face up to the lies and the problems which we're going to create for him. And we're going to create that all over this 17th congressional district that is part of what this senatorial district is. But it's going to mean we have to stick together. It's going to mean that we have to go sell the fight, that we talk to people. We have a great hand, so to speak, that we're going to play with. And that hand is we've really got a great economy. Hey, I know prices are too high, and that's a threat against us, and we should never understand that. When gasoline is $4.20 a gallon, a lot of bad things can happen. But we can go sell that we did what we said we would do, and that is that we said we would stop this malaise at the border. We would shut down the border and protect this country. And even to this day, Democrats will vote to open up the border and make sanctuary cities legal and to give money away to illegals who come here. That's still the circumstance. We're going to have to tell people that. We're going to have to go and remind people that not just the stock market, but the job market. There are 7 million people looking for workers today, not 7 million workers looking for jobs that there were under the Biden administration. That we do have a handle on not only the United States military, but we understand how important law enforcement is. And that thank God that law enforcement is there to help and to do the right thing. But economics is what this is going to get down to. And secondly, the desire to go and sell the fight and win. I'm pleased to tell you that in McLennan County, we have a young man whose name is Pat Curry. And Pat is going to help me, and we are going to work together and with our brand new, who will become our state senator, we are going to go and sell this fight. We're going to go and do more than just knock doors. We're going to let Republicans know that if we stick together, we can get it done. I've received probably 5 or 6 calls from precinct chairman who said, we're ready. And of course my answer always was, let's wait till after the Paxton Cornyn battle's over with. Then we'll be ready. But we will be in counties. We've already been to Bosque County. We've already been to places, and we're going to come and across these 14 counties and ask for every single one of you to join in, because the facts of the case are simple. If we were to not win in Texas, our country's in trouble. And I believe we can if we tell the story, if we sell the fight, if we stick together and tell them, remind the electorate what the Democrats want to do to this country, your family, your children, your future. We will keep this fight. So, thank you, Chairman, for allowing me to be here for a few minutes. I'm looking forward to working with you, County Chairman, to your party organization, and we look forward to being there. But remember this, we must go sell the fight. We must stick together, and we must make sure that we listen to our people back home who talk about how we're going to go and work with them to win this election, because that is how we win. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Greg Carroll, where are you? Hey, you want to come up here and share some information on where we are in, I'm not going to use the word stopping, but slowing the bleed with data centers?
We do need a CRC envelope and hook hand up.
Apparently I'm going to fill some time talking about data centers. And for most of the counties here in SD22, this is an absolute critical
not only for the Republican Party, but I would say all of the citizens of the state of Texas. Unfortunately, I come to stand before you this morning because I hail from Hood County, and Hood County has become what I call the epicenter of the data center invasion of the state of Texas. We currently have an operating Bitcoin mining facility in Hood County. That Bitcoin mining facility, which by all other names is exactly a data center, but the Bitcoin mining facility itself has already had a detrimental impact on the citizens that live around it in so many ways. They have health problems, they have noise. One of the biggest issues that people don't understand about being located around a data center is the fact that those neighbors around the data center, their property values have actually been driven to nil. Matter of fact, I think a lot of the neighbors could never ever hope to sell their property that's adjacent to that data center. So it has detrimental effects that are both direct and indirect in the form of things like property values. So I got a chance to begin to research data centers, and I believe that there are several facts that we have to keep in mind. Number one is, I think that the timing of the invasion of data centers here in the state of Texas is not by accident. As a matter of fact, I would say that the timing of this invasion was well planned. Because we as Texans love our liberty, and because we as Texans like as little regulation as we can possibly have, and because we limit our legislative sessions to only 140 days every 2 years, what we see is that we exited the 89th legislative session, and immediately after the legislative process stopped, each and every one of us began to hear about this thing called hyperscalers and data centers. Nobody, as far as I know, had this on their radars, except for the out-of-state companies, the out-of-state developers, the out-of-state folks that were involved in bringing these things to Texas. They had Texas on their radar. So literally, I believe that we invited them in, and they had us targeted from the get-go. In Hood County, we now have as I said earlier, and this is why I've become kind of a subject matter expert on this. I did not want to be in this position, I have to tell you, but unfortunately I am. We have a total of 8 data centers. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up very quickly, and I'm going to take a little bit of a different turn. Data centers are an issue in Texas. More importantly, for those of you that are gathered in this room that are involved in the political process that call yourselves proud Republicans, if we as Republicans do not get a handle on this initiative and get a handle on it very quickly, we run the real danger of turning Texas purple at best, and in some cases statewide blue, and we've got to get a handle on it. I have been asking for everybody that I talk to please reach out to the governor's office, ask him to immediately convene a special session so we can get some legislation in place in rural Texas to begin to address these issues, these monstrosities that are data centers. I appreciate everything that everybody in this room does. I'm happy to talk to you at any point about this issue. As I say, unfortunately, I've become inadvertent subject matter expert, so I've got a lot more to say about it, but I appreciate each and every one of you here. Thank you.
At this time, will you please welcome Judge Kevin Patrick Yearly.
Hello everybody, my name is Kevin Patrick Geary. I'm one of your 9 judges serving on a court called the Court of Criminal Appeals of Texas. It's a very important court because it is our Supreme Court for all criminal law matters. And I don't know if many of you know this. I sometimes affectionately call my court the secret Supreme Court of Texas because not enough people know we're there. And we are doing some important work for this state. And I know that many of you in the room are aware of how the decisions of our court can drastically affect the way things work in Texas. So we want to get the right people serving on that court. You know, the court called the Supreme Court of Texas with that name. They have not decided a criminal law matter since 1876. And that's no dig on them because they've been doing important work deciding all of the civil matters for our state since then. But our court has existed since then, and we serve in that terminal function for criminal law matters in Texas. If we get it wrong, there's only one court in the world, save and except for the good Lord himself, who can overturn our decisions, and that is the United States Supreme Court. So you want to make sure the people you're sending to our court are the best people possible. And I know that we don't want to send Democrat judges to serve us in statewide office on our Court of Criminal Appeals or on the Supreme Court of Texas. This year, every 2 years, there are 9 of us on our court. Every 2 years, 3 of us have to run for re-election. This year, out of the 3, I'm the only one running for re-election. There are 2 open seats, therefore, and we have Republican nominees for those seats. I'm going to tell you their names just so you know them. Thomas Smith and John Messinger. And my name, of course, is Kevin Patrick Yeary. You can find me on judgeyeary.com. I encourage you to go read that because I've got a lot of information there about the principles that guide my decision-making when I'm deciding cases, criminal cases on your behalf. So I appreciate all the work that you're doing. We all do, those of us. We have a booth down in the exhibit hall for the judges of the Court of Criminal Appeals who are running. So please come by and say hello to us. We appreciate the work you're doing. Again, my name is Kevin Patrick Geary, judgeyeary.com. Thank you for everything you're doing.
I have another wonderful speaker. He's my friend, but he's also the SBOE, Brandon Hall. And if you're not aware, he is standing against all the Sharia shenanigans going on at SBOE.
Good morning, delegates. I am so thrilled to be here with you. And I'm a delegate myself, actually, to SD10. I'm a delegate because I believe in the Republican Party of Texas, and I believe in your priorities as the grassroots of the party. And I think about them every single time I'm in Austin, sitting behind that seat. I think about your priorities and doing what's right for the state of Texas and the grassroots conservative movement. It's been my privilege to serve on the State Board of Education. I came in when we're revising social studies standards for the first time in 16 years. And so this is a generational opportunity to roll back the woke historical revisionism that the left has been doing in our classrooms for at least 60 years. We're going to put the best sold book in all of history back into the public school. Why did we ever stop teaching it? Our nation was built on the principles of the Word of God. You cannot get a good, complete education without knowing key passages of the Bible. So we're bringing the Bible back into the public schools. And as we're teaching history standards, we're going to have history standards. This is very controversial, that are pro-America. That are teach that America is exceptional. We're the greatest, freest nation in the history of the world, and our students should know that. It hasn't been promoted. And we're changing the standards from being globally focused to being focused first on Texas and America. So our students understand you are a citizen of Texas and America first, and they should know that great heritage. Our heritage as Texans is a gift that we have to pass down to our next generation so that we can preserve our Texan way of life and the American Republic for future generations. It's my honor to fight for those things. Thank you for sending me. God bless.
House District 92, Mr. Woodruff. Did I get that right?
That's an easy follow-up. Morning, everybody. JP Woodruff. I'm running an HD22 and against Salmon Bon Jovi and Bojani, I think is next. Sorry, but I just want to kind of give you a background. I'm a three-generations Arlington, Texas guy. My last election cycle, I took a look at the ballot and I saw an uncontested gentleman who represents a culture that we will not let take over our state of Texas. And we're working really hard. We've got a great team put together right now. We're going to, obviously, I've got 35 years in energy. I've got a lot of business experience, entrepreneurial. I actually am the founder of Revival Remnant. So I'm an evangelical believer in the foundation of the Bible. And the battle's not about flesh and blood, it's about principalities, folks. And we got to get our Holy Spirit haymakers out and start letting these deep staters know what we're about. And property taxes, we're going to get rid of those, do the best on those issues. I've got a matrix system that's going to help these young kids get entrepreneurial, find a direction for them so that they can actually make their own money because they don't really work well for other people. This young gym. And we've got a system we can plug everybody in that wants to work, accountability for what they're going to be doing for the rest of their lives. Very, very critical. These 30-year-olds in the basements, we got to go. We got to get those folks working. I think we know what we're talking about. But we've got freedom of speech is critical. We've got to, just do the best we can to hold up our constitutional principles, keep our head on a swivel, and be obedient to the King. JP Woodruff, District 92. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Commissioner Ponder from Italy, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, if I could please ask you to keep your side conversations a wee bit quieter. These people that are coming in here to speak, they're wanting also to respect you, but we're asking you to respect them. So if you could, I know there's a lot of buzz going around the room right now. I'm fully aware of it. But I'm asking you please to keep your side conversations at a very bare minimum so that each one of these speakers gets the respect that they are owed and due. Thank you.
Thank you, folks. What I want to talk to you about is I want to add to the discussion about the data center. So this week in the Platforms Committee, with the help of Ms. Kathy Punts, we got a platform up there that's that's asking for some authority for commissioners to have some influence on data centers, put some controls on them. We also, to report myself, my lovely wife, Kathy Ponder back there, and Kathy Olson, we got a priority with the Priorities Committee on a data center as well. That priority, let me look this up, that's number 13 on the list of 15. We need to move that up to the top 8. So, that priority is called Regulate the Impact of Data Centers. So when it comes to voting, make sure to put that at the very top. Still not loud enough? Okay. So make sure and vote for Regulate the Impact of Data Centers. Let's push that to the very top. I'm going to read real quickly what the items are, if I can read them from my phone. So independent infrastructure for data centers requires major data centers to secure their own independent power generation and non-potable water sources, ensuring no financial burden is placed on the residential customers, local utilities. TCQ must consider cumulative impacts before issuing permits. We got local oversight of development. So this is implementing comprehensive reforms to data centers, battery storage, to increase transparency, accountability, and allow county government to have a role in regulating the impact of data centers. For me, that's the most important part because I'm getting inundated with calls demanding that I stop the data center, which I have zero authority to do. And I will tell you, I don't want to stop a data center. I want to make them be good neighbors. If they want to build in the wrong place, move somewhere else. Yeah. But if they're going to build, they need to be good neighbors. Okay, all right. So I'm going to cut that short. There's several more items that are very important on this list, but we need to push this up to the top 8, preferably the number 1, because if they do call a special session, they need to see this. Thank y'all.
Okay, we do have the election results. I'm going to turn it over to the secretary to give them to you. And please, I'm going to ask everybody to let it go all the way through, so nobody calls points of order, so nobody questions all of the votes. We get them spoken clearly for the record, and then you can have your hoopla, but then we got more business to do because we're holding up progress. Turn up mic 1, please.
Testing, all right. Maybe, there we go. Okay, so we had 7 candidates in nomination. The raw votes were 163 total raw votes. 1 vote for Sandra Whitten, 4 for Amy Teal. Dorinda Randall was at 131. Abraham George at 20. Bill Eastland at 6. Gary Teal at 1. So then when we weight it, it's a 75% win for Dorinda Randall. So we're done. We stay here.
Thank you. Now let me just go ahead and tell you what the buzzer over, because a couple of you look confused. Abraham George stepped aside. You can see it. And so we have that as a plus. For those of you that wanted Dorinda, Abraham has stepped away. Now, let's finish our business, please. I would like to move on to the nomination for the state vice chairman. And I'm going to advise anybody nominating. We will only accept men in the nomination. Do not step up to the mic and nominate a woman because you will be out of order. So, I'm opening up the nominations now. Do I have any nominations? Turn up mic 3, please.
Madam Chair, we do have a nomination. This is Gary Blake from Ellis County. I nominate our very own Bill Eastland.
Do we have any other nominations?
Oh, here comes Nate.
Nominate David Covey.
Are there any other nominations?
Madam Chair, I nominate Dr. Brooks McKenzie. And with that, nominations are complete.
Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, I'm going to close the nominations at this time. If I could please have all 3 candidates and or their proxy to come forward so we can draw for the choice, for who, the order in which they will speak. They will each be given 5 minutes, and we are going to use, where is my ballot keeper out there? Where's that little gentleman at? Let me find him. What ballot number would you like for us to use, sir? What ballot number is in your book? Number 12. Okay. We are going to leave the doors open during the candidates speaking, so you don't have to come up here and tell me. I will close them before we cast our ballots.
candidate speeches next. Good job.
Oh, we're not voting at the moment. We're about to vote.
Okay.
I jumped up and grabbed it.
Oh, and Jube, I just saw your comment. Yes, Dorinda has won, and Abraham George has conceded.
I'm here to speak for David Covey, who was running with Dorinda Randall.
Thank you. Something else.
All right, I'm here speaking for David Covey. Don't know him as long as I knew Dorinda. When I first met Dorinda, I had red hair too. Fun fact. But David Covey, I think, has shown tremendous courage in his political walk. He ran against Dave Phelan. We need courageous men and women leading the grassroots in Texas. He is a man of God. He is a father. He is a businessman. And I just want to encourage you to complete the ticket and vote for David Covey. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. David Covey would be great as your vice chair because of the fact that he has been through the trenches. I worked with him in Senator Hall's office. I knew him when he was single. Now he has so many children. I don't know how many there are, but he does have a new one due next month. I keep saying that, next week. I should not put that in their minds. But anyway, he is fantastic. He is a fighter. He's smart. He loves this country. He loves this state. And we are going to make sure that we build the best Republican Party for you. And we are going to do it together because we've got the midterms coming. And we're going to work really hard and we're going to get it because of you. God bless. One grassroots card left. Anybody want it?
Speaking on behalf of the Honorable Dr. Brooks McKenzie, he thought he'd give his less than 1 minute speech. He reminded you to vote your conservative ideals, send people to the permanent committees that match your ideals. If you see him out in the hall, he's got a great big bowie knife and a beard that you can't miss. He'll listen to you. I met him this week. He listened to me. He told me that some of my ideas had merit. He told me that maybe you should think that over on some of my other ideas. That's okay. The fact is you want somebody in leadership that listens to the constituents. And even if you don't vote for Brooks, his goal was to call the truth on what's happening in the party, and I think he has succeeded in that, even if you don't elect him. Thank you.
I'm Bill Eastland from Tarrant County. Both of my opponents are friends of mine. I've worked with David Covey when he was on the SREC. And he and I are very much in agreement about a lot of things about what needs to be done in the party. Brooks McKenzie has served as a member of the committee in the Tarrant County Executive Committee that I chair. He's been a highly productive member of that committee. Both of those men are excellent. Either one would make a superb vice chair of the party. I'm kind of here to ask you all, if you would, nominate a favorite son from the caucus. Now, you know, I recognize that may not happen. I think that Dorinda and David clearly are extremely strong, probably a boss of the convention. The fact that Abraham George has dropped out means that the results elsewhere are not as perfect. That means that we're going to have new leadership, which is just great. Now, let me talk about what the vice chair position is. It is primarily cheerleader-in-chief of the party, the ambassador for the party. And I guarantee you, if I got elected, I would do that. I'm a team player, and, you know, I will work with whoever is the chair, and help in any way I can. I still have my beliefs, all of us do, when we're in these jobs. But the other thing is, the vice chair is a member of the SREC. It's a body I have served on. I'm quite familiar with it. And that would be, I got elected. I will be back on the SREC, which I would just love. I have not been running for the SREC lately because I have excellent representatives on this male representative on the SREC in Duncan. I have not ever been running against him. So I will ask you all to please consider voting for me so that I can carry the ideas that I have been talking about here, so that to the extent that you agree with me that we must rebuild the strong institutions that our party did have in the not so far off past, that if you agree with that, I will be a very strong argument for that. I'll be a very strong advocate for that. And I also want to point out that I am, many of you may or may not know that I am the first person since the 1990s, all the SREC, I got appointed by myself and my counterpart to serve on the Rules Committee in 2014 at the State Convention. And so I was the first person since 1990 to propose Rule 44, the central rule. Now, in that Rules Committee meeting, I got shot down by the leadership. They were not going to let this. They had that party council in there with the 30 seconds. He was scaring everybody about how we're going to get sued and everything was going to be horrible if we passed this thing, right? But we didn't have any teeth in it. We have gone through a process, we now have teeth, but it does need considerable improvement in my opinion. I want to thank you very much. Please vote for me as your favorite son. Thank you.
Thank you, Kennedy. Sergeant at Arms, please close the doors. Everybody remember what ballot number? The last one you said. Yay! How excited there's hope for all of us. Ballot number 12. Please, you have three choices, and again, we'll name first name or last name. Bill Eastland, David Covey, Dr. Brooks McKenzie. I'm going to ask that you please fold the ballot in half one time, and the county delegate leaders collect the ballots, bring them up here. Also, we need one poll watcher from each county to watch the ballots being counted. As soon as all the ballots have been turned in, we'll open the doors back up.
Okay, I do have a...
And don't forget, I need your blue books. I need your empty, unused books, blue ballot books back.
Just by way of transparency, I want to let you know that I just feel like my phone is streaming. It is.
There's a box up here by the podium.
We have good gossip. Lean in and speak up.
Amy, we'll take Republicans won the congressional game 2 minutes ago. We'll start that.
There you go. There you go.
You run into Ariel, what's her last name? Brent? I'm sure they'll get another Ariel. There's some of them. There's some of them. So do y'all know about Charlotte? Charlotte.
I think it's really coming out. There's a lot of new opportunities. But we've been, I have this nonprofit and so we've been looking for help on that. Same thing, trying to get, how do we get social media coverage? And it's there. Oh yeah. Probably need to start calling them now. If that's okay. There's camera. We still have half of Freestone. No, all of Freestone. All of Freestone now. So Mahale will be, they'll be good, and they're big supporters. They are.
County delegate leaders, do I have all of the ballots? Thank you. Please keep the doors closed.
We've actually, we passed through home. Southwest. No. The kids, they started going to school in Georgia again. So we're going down there to Saturday. And so we've actually met some people in the Republican. I know Georgetown's not on. We need help. We need to talk to
County
you.
delegate leaders, do I now have all the ballots? Thank you.
But anyway, we're starting to make some of the ways. So we're doing that. And because of that, I have like some blocks of time where we're not covered up. So I can start looking. I'll start asking. Yeah, we almost bought a house in place.
County delegate leaders, do I now have all the ballots?
It was going to be too much trouble at work. We don't need
Sergeant at Arms, ballots have been collected, you can open the doors.
Yeah, no, we're still living. Yeah, well, you think it's Woodway, but it's actually, it's Western Ring. What's that? Somebody wanted, oh, it's the guy. It's Jamie Elder's communications. No, I said, what we're not doing is advertising. We're not promoting. We're putting things on. Everybody in the office. I've been a little concerned with some of it, I don't want to put that out. If I have a question.
While we're working on getting all those votes counted, I'd like to take the opportunity, if I could have everybody's attention, please. I promise y'all don't have much more. If I could have your attention, please. I would like to take the opportunity to thank a bunch of people who have made this caucus very successful for us. Those that have supported me and helped me to ensure that we stayed on track and we were doing things as quickly and as logistically and as legal as we possibly could. If I could you please give my tellers a nice round of applause? I'm very appreciative. They're very precise with what they're doing, and if they have questions, they're quick to ask, and so we have been very blessed with two absolute great tellers. I would also like to thank my Sergeant at Arms, my Captain and Lieutenants who have served us graciously. If you could please give them a round of applause. And they will also be with us on the floor in case we need their assistance or help with anything. Y'all know the world we live in, so it'll be all good. I would also like to thank my secretary, who, first off, is a really good friend of mine, but I'd like to thank him because he has been my constant, for about the last month and a half. everything I've gotten, I've shared, everything that he could help me with to make all of this such a wonderful and meaningful experience. Mr. John Kimball is going to give him a
Ms. Tony Lawson, a big round of applause. She's running and done a great job.
I'm going to share a quick story with you while we're counting. In 2022, I came to convention. I was so excited, first convention ever. And I attended my county and my precinct conventions, and they were extremely small. But I showed up, and I believe, and my friend over here can correct me, but I believe I took 4 resolutions to be moved forward to state convention. I'm so excited. Hood County delegation leader, please come to the tellers. It was an exciting time. I saved money. I got my own hotel room. Drove down here by myself. Man, I thought I was really cooking with some gas. Come to the convention, and I'm sure some of y'all that were here in 22 may remember me at this point. I was Somerville County, party of 1, voting for 6. Best time. I do want to thank the county chair of Bosque County at that time, the Eastland County chair in 2022, and the ERAF County chair in 2022. They all took me under their wings on Friday, and we made it fun, and I enjoyed it. John Kerr had to listen to me because I was mad, couldn't figure out why I was by myself. What do I need to do? He gave me some John Orr gave me some really great words of encouragement. I went home, contacted our current county chair and said, we got to do something different. She was extremely gracious, became my friend. Today she serves as my ex-official treasurer for the EC that I now get to have. 2024. We're now fully seated. We stay fully seated. I brought 7 delegates and 2 alternates. We rocked the house. Here it is, 2026. I'm still county chair. She is still my treasurer. She is one of my delegates. And we brought 6 delegates. We're still rocking the house. And I got to be your caucus chairman. I am so humbled. You have no idea. I am so proud of you guys. Thank you for the support. Thank you for having me. And please, love your county as much as I love mine. Fight for it every day. And fight for the great state of Texas. Because this is all we have. Thank you so much for being a part of this caucus. And I hope to see you in 2028.
And you know what?
I'd like to talk to you guys about something that's pretty important for this particular election year, because this is a gubernatorial year. The allocation of delegates and the next state convention depends on the vote for governor in your delegation. And so it is extremely important to make sure we maximize Governor Abbott's vote across the state and especially in your home areas. If you do that, you bring more delegates, you have more say-so in this convention process. So let's all get really out there really focus on making sure Governor Abbott, places the record.
I need one representative from each county to the teller table. One representative from each county to the teller table. I am a local elected official, little town of Whitney. We've got Ed Harris in here, who's on the school board in Midlothian. And we've got a mayor from Marlin here. Do we have any other locally elected officials? Okay? These are, yeah, there you go. These are nonpartisan. Can you put big air quotes around nonpartisan? We always hear that the roads don't care where the money comes from, but the people care very much how you budget their local taxpayer dollars. I'm going to encourage all of you, please get involved at your local level, cities, ISDs. There are a ton of Republican primary voters who never, ever vote in your May elections. Please reach out to those people. File to run. So many people get elected, declared elected without a single vote being cast because nobody filed to run against them. Don't let that happen in your city. Don't let that happen in your school board. Thanks.
airport chair for the airport board for Hillsborough. And I want to notify everybody that we are seeking $25 million for the expansion of the airport. So there you go. So I'll be contacting several of you. So if anybody has that amount of money with them right now, I take a check. Thank you.
Can you all hear me? Okay, you need to listen to this because we're going to be voting on rules and legislative priorities coming up. We currently have 2 delegates, not in this SD, that are Muslims who are associated with CARE. There is nothing in the RPT rules currently to prevent them from serving as delegates. CARE has been designated as a known terrorist organization by our governor, and we still have no way of keeping Muslims out of the Republican Party that are associated with terrorist organizations. So when those rules and LPs come up, I ask you to please vote in favor of those rules that would allow us to disqualify a delegate based on being a member or an affiliate of a known terrorist organization. I do not know the exact wording, but those were the 2 credential committee challenge contests that we could not rule on. Our hands were tied. Wasn't presented by the SD that nominated them. So keep that in mind as we look at the rules this time, please.
There will be a minority report from the Rules Committee, and I believe the legislative priorities had a minority report as well. A minority report means that the committee debated something. The majority of the committee said, we don't want that wording because whatever. And the minority said, but the delegates deserve to hear it. So the minority report means there were enough people that said, you deserve a chance to vote. Is this change worth it or not? In particular, the rules minority report is in regards to Rule 44. I urge you to read it. You will have the printout downstairs. It's also available online if you want to read it in advance. Leslie may have more of an opinion on that.
I have an opinion on the LP minority report. It's not a minority report. The LP report, they ran out of time to fix some things. So they did a minority report in order to fix some things, but it's more of a majority report.
Anybody in here that is on the permanent committees that would like to update us with a permanent committee report, please come forward because we would love to hear from you.
How y'all doing? I just want to thank all of the veterans for showing up and all the veterans that are here. I'm Vietnam. Anybody from Middle East, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Anybody from World War II, World War I? War for Southern independence. Thank you guys. Appreciate everybody.
I wanted to put a point on the minority report on the Rules Committee for Rule 44. My criticism of Rule 44 going into this convention is that in the past we've kind of made a hash of it, and a lot of it didn't fit together quite right. And I felt like that with the rule as it sat, we were open to lawsuits that we would lose, right? So I've been advocating that we clean this thing up so we give us the best chance of winning in court. Because the truth of the matter is, whenever we do exercise the penalty that prevents somebody to get on the ballot, we will be sued. There will be a lot of cost in that. It's not going to be easy. It's going to probably take not just months, but years to resolve. So this is a pretty important constitutional question, though, and I'm not going to go into that right now. But here's the point about the minority report. It cleans up the language that was passed by the majority. The majority still had left some language in there that shouldn't be there. The minority report is superior. I don't agree with everything about it. I intend to make a motion to amend in one part, but as a whole, we should support that minority report because it makes it a better rule. And this is somebody, an advocate for this. Thank you so much.
Ellis County Delegation Leader, I need you at the telephone. Ellis County Delegation Leader, please.
I wanted to take this out to
No, I
don't want to drag it around anymore.
Okay.
So if you go out for Dr. Pepper's, take this with you. Get the icing on. Yes. See?
I've got to go there anyway to get. I don't think I even have a cup in the car.
There should be a cup in the car. I think there is.
So, all right. Where's nominations?
352B. Let me double check. I messaged it to you.
All right, I'll look for that. And then what is going on?
352B.
And exhibits?
Or convention meetings. The general body has 2 general sessions today. soon as we get the vice chair results, I am skedaddling to state nominations. I can't stream it though. Did it get picked up by somebody?
Must have, because I had it back here.
Are those all your pins?
What now?
Are those your pins on the ground?
Those are just pins in the hall. Maybe I'll put it somewhere else.
This is taking a while for vice chair position.
Yeah, there was a guy walking near me that
I want an action shot of all the tellering.
Yeah, well,
right
I
here.
got half of it. Mine dripped. Bill's saying it's digested.
Okay, guys, don't disclose national secrets because it's still streaming. But if you have good gossip, get closer, lean in, speak up.
We're talking about pets.
Pets?
Pets.
Controversial indeed.
They get along. He wants to play more. They most of the time they're in trouble. So I really like it. Oh, she was doing one of the last Amy, or Alan, Amy Allen. That's the best part. They about 11. When he was 12 weeks old, his ears, they haven't changed at all. Right? He was 2 pounds. And he was like all ears. Junior, I got him from Ranger King's sister. She was in her shadow. When he got over there last night, he said, "Your power is not there." Randy to see if the whole neighborhood was out.
gift. I need the passcode.
Guys behind you said they should have it on by midnight. Because I was worried about
All right, y'all ready for some results? The results are so conclusive we won't need a runoff. So the raw votes for the 3 candidates placed into nomination for state vice chair are 18 for Bill Eastland, 131 for David Covey, 1 for Brooks McKenzie, and 1 abstention. So that leaves the weighted total at 85.6% for David Covey. And that concludes our election today,
Thank you very much. The state nomination committee will meet tomorrow at 10 a.m. We'll meet at 10 a.m. tomorrow for the purpose of nominating state chairman and vice chairman. Today.
Today, yeah.
Not at 10 a.m. I'm sorry, that's a little late.
That's right.
Okay, I have no idea what time they're going to meet because it's wrong.
I'm on my way now.
But they're going to do it based on what we did here today. And they'll be in room 352B. And we have already provided.
Okay, I'm going to state noms that I can't screen. Okay, bye guys. See you later.